It's time to give a little blood. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well, having a beautiful one out there. It is sunny and hot out there. Today we're listening to Pete Townshend. We're going to listen to this track, White City Fighting. This is off the album White City, a novel released in 1985. We're listening to this track because it was suggested and sponsored by Joe. So Joe, thank you so much for the recommendation. You said that this is one of your favorite tracks from this album. And we had listened to, like I said, Give Blood a long time ago from this album, the first track here as well. And I believe that this track had also been suggested by a few other people. Let me pull your names up here really quick. I forgot to do so before. By Bob Holtzman and G. Relch or Grelk. I'm not sure how I pronounce that, but you. So let's go ahead and dive on in. We will talk about it after. And by talk about it after, I mean after I pull up the album so we can go ahead and listen to it. I'm getting there. Here we go. Very catchy, that chant.
Down to the refuge in QPR. I drove 2 companies in my German car. Prone to violence, prone to shame. I glide in silence, my pride in vain. For no one remembers, not that I can see, that we were defenders. We were the free.
It's a great chorus. That chant is powerful.
No one remembers, not that I can see.
The bass is fantastic.
That we were defenders. We were the free.
I love a pause like that, a dramatic stop still. And fretless. I love a fretless space solo, yes! Nice come up on the drums at the very end. That was a fantastic track. I love the chorus and that chant, the White City fighting. I thought that that's like so powerful. The way that Pete is singing, it's very impassioned, very heartfelt, and just very like fervent. The way he yells it out, of course, with the backing vocalist as well. Guitar playing was sensational, and of course, I guess that should be noted because it's played by David Gilmour, with of course Pete playing guitar probably more rhythmically here, but Gilmour's playing. I mean, that goes without saying how wonderful it is. But that fretless bass, that's going to be performed. I don't know exactly who, because there's quite a few different bass players on this album, and it doesn't specify who is participating in which track. But it's either going to be Tony Butler, Phil Chen, Chucho Merchant, Pino Palladino, or Steve Barnacle. I don't know who was playing bass, but I mean, because of the fretless sound and the way it's being played, I would lean Pino. But that, you know, it could definitely not be, so I don't want to say it's him. Although if I had to take a bet out of all of them, I'd probably go Pino. The bass playing is absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. It seems to happen so rare. I love when we get a bass solo in the middle of a track, and not only is it just a bass solo that we got here, which I would have been satisfied enough, but it's a fretless bass solo amongst the ambience of that guitar. Just brilliant. And in a place where perhaps having David Gilmour on the track, you would perhaps expect Gilmour to have that solo spot. No. We're giving that to the bass. And it just moves so fluid and effortlessly. It's one of my favorite things. I could probably come up with a list of 5 instruments that are my favorite sounds. And fretless bass is absolutely one of them. The keyboards, John Rabbit Bundrick, you hear him chopping it up in there. And of course, Pete, like I said, just sounds very heartfelt and impassioned with the way that he's singing here. He definitely sounds like he's singing straight from the heart. Now, let's dive into these lyrics. And the drumming was fantastic. Well, I forgot to mention even the drumming, which is getting busy in the end. And it's either going to be Mark Brzezinski or someone we know, Simon Phillips. He's been everywhere. We've been listening to him. He's been everywhere recently. The White City, that's a joke of a name. It's a black, violent place if I remember the game. I couldn't wait to get out, but I love to go home to remember the White City fighting. So this White City, white perhaps being more purity, white, clean, like innocent, no violence, but he says it's black, violent, dark. It's a harsh environment. And at the same time, while he, nitpicks it and he, kind of trashes it a little bit, he says, but I do love to go home. So it's kind of like acknowledging, maybe you want to get out of the place where you live. Like, oh, I hate being here. But at the same time, acknowledging the things that you do like and it's still your home. The White City fighting, remember. Down to the refuge near QPR, I drive to committees in my German car. Prone to violence, prone to shame, I glide in silence, my pride in vain. No, for no one remembers, not that I can see, that we were defenders, we were the free. The White City blood was an addiction, now it is analyzed just as though it was a fiction. That battles were won and battles were blown at the height of the White City fighting. Basically saying like in the past, they fought for this city. They fought to make it what it is, they fought to make it free. And now it's been reduced and analyzed to historical, and even beyond that, as he says, as if it were fiction. So that's why that chanting is so impassioned, the remember. And hence why he says, no one remembers. Not that I can see that we were defenders. We were the free. They've been forgotten. Yeah, the White City, I finally grew up to resist the temptation the gutters all threw up. But I have to go back. I guess I'm violence prone to remember the White City fighting. He feels like he needs to go back one more time. One last mission. Now, I do remember that this album is a concept album of sorts. Loose concept album. Its title refers to a story that accompanies the album, which takes place in a low-income housing estate in the West London district of White City, near where Townshend had grown up. The story tells of cultural conflict, racial tension, and youthful hopes and dreams in the 60s. A world of prostituted children, roads leading to darkness leading home, and despairing residents living in cells with views of dustbins and a Ford Cortina. The song White City Fighting, which features David Gilmour on guitar, tells listeners that the White City was a black and violent place where battles were won and battles were blown, which, yes, that was the lyric. Yes, that was the lyric there that we read. That was a cool track. Like I said, I really like the chorus and that impassioned delivery there. So please let me know what you guys thought of that track. Thank you once again, Joe, for the recommendation and, of course, for the support. I appreciate that a lot. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for being here. Press that like button before you skedaddle out of your skadoodle. And I'll see you later. Bye.